Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we chilled and we managed to get these guys to all leave their coalition against us. So that's fantastic. That of course means it's time to go conquer some more stuff. I want to come down over this way and start conquering down here. I'd like to get some of these princes that are currently Sunni. Medina is actually a Jewish state religion. Mecca is not. So I would like to get that taken over, but that's going to be a little while. Is there anyone around here who is not Jewish state religion? Actually, yeah. These guys right here, they're Orthodox. We should do something about that. Cool. So we can get rid of them. That will be one of these heretic princes. So there's currently 30 heretic princes in the Empire, and we definitely want to deal with that. So we've got some forces that are on their way down. We're currently transporting them to here. I'd like to transport them to here instead. So we're going to do that. And we're going to bring them right on down. These guys are going to head on over. What do we got going on here? This is Mamlukian separatists. Okay, so they're going to be spawning in Sharkia. Yes. Army maintenance is up. So I think we should actually land these guys in Sharkia. Let's head right on down. So that looks good for the time being. How many troops is that going to be? That's 9K. That's probably enough-ish. Yeah, this is going to be 8K. So let's grab the rest of these lads, and let's bring them right on down to here for now. I think we'll leave 4K up over this way. That seems to be about the right number. And we have leadership here and here right now. I think that should remain for the moment until these guys spawn. What's the timing on that? Oh, actually, these are dropping when we have these troops here. This is at 0 unrest with the troops. That's good to know. Okay, so that seems fine. Local production efficiency is, of course, great. And we've got these guys here now, and I want them to be drilling for the moment. We're going to move on down because I want to move these guys up and get this army put together. So at this point, this is probably going back up, right? Not yet, anyway. The friendly troops haven't updated. Okay, so now that those are combined together, I want to move an army leader up here, and we can have this be drilling. So that looks good for now. And we're going to need to fabricate a claim here. This had, hang on, independence guaranteed high consul, but by Shamar, and is allied with someone as well. Okay. Who are they allied with? I don't immediately see them. Charcianon. That's these guys up here. Okay. So that's fine. Yeah, that's not a terrible concern. So we'd be fighting these two, and then these guys would come in from this direction, from the north. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's begin working on a spy network right up over here. Now, our emperor died in the last episode, and we were re-elected emperor. So that's absolutely great. We're very, very happy about that. And we're going to attack these guys fairly soon here. Now, we can sell titles, and that's an interesting thing to do. I don't know that I want to do this. I really want to seize more Crownland. We can do that in 5 years. Well, there's Venice converted, so that's a fairly big deal. We'll continue to work on Sueda for now. That looks good. And we can enact a government reform. So this is a tier 3 government reform. What do we want here? So cost advisors with ruler's culture minus 10. Do we have an advisor right now? We do. So that would save us about 0.2. Sure. Reform progress growth and a state influence modifier. Plus 1 possible advisors. I don't care. So global prosperity growth plus 0.5. Centralizing a state will refund 50% of its costs. Interesting. State maintenance reduction is probably a good thing, actually. How much are we paying in state maintenance? 1.9? So if we were to do this, this would be a third reduction. And we'd have access to age-unique state edicts as well. Those are probably good, but I'm not going to count on those for right now. So if we pull up in a calculator and we say that our state maintenance is 1.9 right now by 0.33 repeating, right? That's going to be approximately 0.63 repeating. Well, 0.633333333327 to be precise. But we don't need to be that precise. We'll call it 0.63. And that's actually pretty good. And that's going to get a lot stronger later on. Done. So that seems great. We're going to continue to work on this spy network for a little while, and in the meantime, get these guys drilled up. So that looks great for the moment. We're at -2 stability right now, and that's really... okay. We're at -3 stability. The economy, fools. Okay, so, yeah. -3 stability is not a place we want to be. So this is costing us a lot. We're going to need to hop in here and boost this for sure right now. I'm going to even boost it again. We'll sit at -1 for the moment. I don't want to boost it again. We really need to get our admin tech up. With just renewed alone, that's going to boost our income a decent amount. 4.35. So... that's absolutely fine. How are we doing on our rooting out of corruption? Okay, we're barely rooting it out. That's okay. I don't mind it. So our interest is 0.37. Paying that off is going to be a pretty big deal. That's 100, and with the interest, that's going to be 121.37. Okay. We'll have that pretty soon. We'll have that pretty soon. I do think we could drop our fleet maintenance. That's a decent thing to do right now. We're not dropping our army maintenance. There's not really a reason to do that. We're drilling anyway, so that seems fine. Anything else that we really feel like we need to do? Shamar just claimed Jerusalem. Okay. So we can't do this right now. Hostile attitude toward Palestine. They wouldn't even accept being an electorate because they're hostile? That's interesting. Well, I wish them luck with that. I want to check in on how we're doing on autonomy up over this direction. 34%. Can't be lower than 7.8, so that's going to drop quite a bit. And of course, that's due to corruption. We'll get our corruption dealt with soon. Very soon. I actually want to check in on where we would be. We can't build workshops yet, but if we were to build synagogues, there's no good synagogues to build right now. That sounds good. So we're going to recall this diplomat. We're currently at 18.98 spy network. We need 30, right, in the HRE? Yeah, we need 30 for that. So that's fine. I'm actually... I keep thinking it's 35. It's not 35. So that's fine. I would love to be up another level of stability. I keep hoping we're going to get an event to bring us back to 0, but as of right now, that's not currently happening. So we're a ways away from any issues here. That looks good. Knowledge sharing was terminated. Okay, so they're no longer paying us for that, but that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. So when are we going to get this admin tech? It should have been a long time ago, but we're currently at March 1475, so we're over a year away from this at this time. Amman wants knowledge sharing. They want to pay us 0.29. I'm tempted to say no, but I'm going to say yes. Money is valuable for us still. It won't be the case forever, but for right now, money is valuable. So I want to set an agenda here. What do we get? Religion and Pisa. What are we converting right now? Sueda. We could do Pisa next. That's a theoretical option. It's not a great outcome, though. What else do we have here? Base manpower in Jerusalem to gain just some manpower. We are ahead of time in our mill tech, and we're approaching our cap-ish. It's an option. What else is here? Okay, we'll go for the manpower in Jerusalem of at least 12. Done. So that is completed, and that gives us some manpower. Not that we needed it, but it did spend down some of our military power, which is necessary. We're 5 years ahead of time. So that seems good for now. We're eventually going to want to put that into ideas, but we don't have any ideas yet. And I've been thinking about what we want to do our first idea for. Usually I would choose our first idea to be a military idea and go for like quantity, or usually quantity, because manpower is usually a very big concern at that stage of the game. But that's not the situation we find ourselves in. I'm actually thinking about some sort of an economic tree, which is very different. I like it. That's very different from how the trajectory of this usually goes. So we're at 30 right now. I'm going to stop these guys from drilling and move them into Jerusalem. And we're going to give it a moment, because we need to let these guys recover. So that'll be fine, and we can do a province improvement, but for now, I'm actually more interested in paying off our loan. So I'm going to do that. That's now done. And we find ourselves in a much better financial situation. Now, we want to bank money from here, most likely, until such a time as our admin tech finishes and we can start building workshops. That's going to be useful. We lost some sailors. I don't care. That's fine. So, one more month tick here. There we go. And now, if we were to move here, we would arrive on 8 July, so we want to wait. Oh, okay. We got an error. 401. Not the best stats in the world, but it's fine. Okay, so now we want to run this as soon as we can. So I want to fabricate this claim on Al-Karak. There we go. And if we were to just move in here directly, what is this going to look like? I'm just looking at the numbers here. This doesn't look particularly threatening to me. We don't have to take these guys over, although I'd prefer to do it. What's our current aggressive expansion? 4. 5. Nothing. Okay. I don't mind that then. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to declare this war on Al-Karak. And we're going to go directly in here. Now, these guys here, they're going to go back to drilling. We don't need them up there. We're expanding in a different territory. We could call in Amman, and the question is, do we want to call in Amman? They would just join, right? Because they're promised land. So this is Amman here. I don't want to actually promise them land. I don't think we need them. So we're going to go in here. And I'm hoping that these guys get stack wiped. They did. They did get stack wiped. So that's a very big deal. So Shamar has forces. They're probably in Tobruk right now. Or rather, Tabuk. This is not Tobruk. Tobruk, I think, is up here in this area, right? Somewhere around here is my impression. But this is Tabuk. So that is fine. They're probably about here. And let's see where they're going to be. We also know that these guys are going to be heading southward. They're going to be a little late. But we need to get this siege done. So do we need to have this many troops here? The answer is no. We need to have 9. So I'm going to consolidate regiments here. And we're going to move these guys out for now. We're going to put them over here. But this is not enough troops to be able to fight Shamar. So we'll see where they show up at. Here. They showed up here. That's interesting. They went through the Terra Incognita then. Okay. I want to fight them, but I don't want to give up on this siege. We don't have an option. We have to either fight them or siege. We can't do both. So we're going to fight them here. Ah, there's the additional forces. So we won that, kicked them out, and I don't suppose we can catch these. No, they're going to be out in 3 days. So I think we should go back to Al-Karak, and we should just siege here at this point. We can't push further beyond this fort, but for the time being, that seems fine. They're going to have a tough time recovering from that one. So we see that these guys are back over this way. I'm wondering right now, is anyone interested in just white piecing? I mean, these guys might be, but we don't want to white piece them. Okay, we're just going to have to siege this down then. That's absolutely fine. So we can convert provinces to Jewish, and I'm going to do this one because it's cheapest. That'll be fine. And are they going to run at Jerusalem? This is not a good thing for them to do. Sharkia? They're just trying to group up. What? Oh, okay, yeah, they're just trying to group up. That's okay. We have a breach here. That looks good. We'll be significantly freed up once this siege is over. So they're just kind of running around not doing very much right now. They have a decent number of troops. Okay, now they're taking Sharkia. I'm okay with that. So we can grab Admin Tech 5 at this point. That's huge. We absolutely want to do that. And we're still 4 years ahead of time in Admin Tech right now. So that looks good. So they occupy this. That's fully expected. No issue there. I really want to see this fort fall here. 28%? Fingers crossed. They're sieging Jerusalem. I love this. Do it. Please proceed. Please do that. Okay, Amman embraced Renaissance. That's fine. Portugal has bronze cannons. Good for you, Portugal. The reason why I want them to siege this is because we're already at 49% and we'll be the defender here. This is huge for us. We're so far ahead of them in this siege that it's... Unless we roll incredibly badly, this is going to be a very good situation for us. And we didn't roll incredibly badly. So now we can walk in here, and we can fight these guys. They're going to try to reinforce, but they don't have the forces to do it. They actually abandoned them. And they have separatists spawning here. Where are you going? You're going into Aqaba. You're in Aqaba. Where are you going? Sina. So you're going here. Okay. Noted. I'm going to let them lock in. There we go. And now we're going to fight them here in the Sinai Peninsula. Beautiful. So we're going to kick them out of there. You can see that they're now at low war enthusiasm. And the question is, are these guys willing to just peace out? I have no interest in them. The answer is no, they're not. Okay. So we're going to grab this territory here. We're going to need to siege this down, and that's a fort level 3. So that's going to be a lot. That's understood. So we'll take this. If we go up here, the problem is this fort. It's going to revert this back. So we need to siege here. We have access to Miltech 7, which is actually huge. And we should take this, I think. But I'm not probably going to actually get us any cannon until after this war. And if that's the case, then we can save some military power by not taking this yet. We don't really need the things that are here, so I think I'm going to hold off on it for the moment. Now, these guys are coming down over here. It's very rude of them. What do we got here? We need 9. Okay, so I'm going to shift consolidate this, and we're going to move out something like this. These guys are going to come here, and we're going to crush these separatists. We don't have any leadership here. Yeah, we don't have leadership. I'm going to group these guys back together. I'm going to do this oppositely. So we're going to move out like this. I want our leader to go with. There we go. That's going to be better. Okay, so now we're going to need to move up over here and cap this. That's going to be a little awkward because of the zone of control in this fort. But now the question is, are you guys willing to peace out yet? Not yet. Okay. I wonder how much of this we can actually take. Probably not a huge amount, right? That would be my expectation. Also, there are some good workshops here. We should build this one, for sure. Okay, so that's done. And now we want to move back down over here because we want to be able to get in here as soon as possible. So this siege will be completed eventually. We can send these guys up to take back Sharkia, I suppose. Sugar disappearing. That's very rude. And keep in mind that we're not planning on doing any significant colonization. So that's definitely something to remember. Okay, so there's that back. I guess we can head up over here. These guys are just running around up over this direction. 15 army tradition, not terrible. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so we're going to be able to seize land next year. The merchant guilds are going to need to bring up their loyalty. That's fine. Okay, so what I'd really love to do is piece these guys out. They have 34 reasons not to right now. Now that we've taken this back, they have still 34 reasons. Okay. So that seems fine. We want to stick around in this area for the moment, and like I said, we will see how much we end up getting here. So a base tax being lost in Yafo but gaining in Jerusalem is probably worthwhile long term, because Jerusalem has much higher development. So essentially, the way you can think about this is 63 admin power turning into 82 admin power, right? So essentially, this is 19 admin power gain. Essentially. We'll take some local autonomy here. It'll tick down over time. So that seems good. You guys just chill here. There we go. I keep hoping that this siege will end soon, but we're not quite there yet. I don't know how much of this we can actually take. I'd love to take all of this. Surely it's not going to let us do that, right? Surely that's going to be way too much AE. Yeah, that's going to be way too much AE. So this here would be significant. They wouldn't accept it either. So that's understood. For the moment, we'll chill. Why is this so much? This is 21 development. I guess that would be why. Okay, that's fine. Well, we keep chilling at 35% here. Eventually this will fall. And these guys are back up over here. We might actually be able to just beat them with the force that we have here. Right, there's this second force here. I didn't even see them there. That's my own fault. This is not where I want to retreat to. That's a terrible retreat. They're going to stack wipe that. That is not where I ordered them to retreat to at all. But okay, we'll have to deal with that. So that's fine. I didn't even see these guys here. That was my own fault. But this retreat was an absolutely awful one. I ordered the retreat to be down here, but that is not the retreat that we got. So this is fine for the moment, and I keep hoping that this siege will finish, and it keeps not. We could merc up here if we wanted to. I don't think that's necessary, though. We're in a good situation here. Still, even with that issue. And we can rebuild with cannon, so that's not a big problem. We would need to reform our army a little bit anyway, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. The siege of Tabuk is finally over. So let's go down here, let's get this dealt with. They're trying to siege Jerusalem, but that's not a big deal. So that seems good. We're going to have to re-recruit some cavalry. I'm not too concerned about that, to be honest. So let's put our leader in here, and we're going to head up this direction. Are we going to do any fighting here? Well, they wouldn't currently accept this. Let's just put these guys up here for now. They're a long ways away from getting done with this. So we're just going to walk up this direction. I'm going to recruit 2 units of cavalry right here. So that's underway. Shamar is now asking for peace. I'm going to decline that. If we were to separate peace Shamar here, that alone would be 61 AE. But I don't actually care about these countries. They would accept this. Done. Okay, so that's completed. Now the question is, if we were to just piece out these guys, they would not accept this. They have 26 reasons to not accept it. These guys don't want out. That's understood. Okay, so we're going to need to bring in... Our current combat width is what? 20? Current combat width is 24. Okay, so that's noted. If we were to grab this mill tech, which we can definitely do. If we were to grab this mill tech, this would give us access to large cast bronze mortars, which it's currently November. I'm going to wait until January for that. That'll save us 10%. So that'll be fine. I'm not terribly concerned about that. If we fought this, they're 5 and 5. They don't really have the combat width for this. I feel like we win this. Don't we? I feel like we win that. They're 5 and 5. They have 5 units of cavalry, so they don't have the combat width for the cavalry to be flanking. And they don't have the core. They do have 3 shock pips, which is definitely going to be a boost for them. We've got 5 fire pips. That's not ideal for this stage of the game. So we'll see how that goes. But those shock phases are rough. But we absolutely demolish them in the fire phases. I like it. So with that in mind, these guys aren't willing to peace out yet. These guys aren't willing to either. This coalition would be Shamar, Syria, Delta, Cairo. I don't think we care. I want to do this fast. But they're not willing to accept this yet. Wait a sec. They also wouldn't accept this for the same reason. This would be slightly better for us. Let's clear that. I very much want to take this over. 22 reasons is a lot of reasons. So we're going to need to move these guys up over this way. I feel like we should be able to kick them out of this war. They should be more willing to do this than they are. Negative 29 war enthusiasm. It really feels like they should be more accepting of this. But it's already after January, so it's fine. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to accept this. There we go. That gives us access to cannon. Now, we're not going to be able to have a full backline of cannon. For now, I just want to get a single value cannon in here. And I also want to recruit up a bunch of these Eastern militia, like that. So we're going to get a bunch of that recruitment coming in, and that'll be fine. So that'll happen reasonably quickly. We're just going to chill here for now, because these guys are going to be much more willing to do this soon. Soon enough, especially as we recruit all of this up. So that looks good. We do want to get these cores going ASAP, so we'll do that right now. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. So next episode, we're going to finish this up, and we'll have control of this territory. We'll have a decent amount of AE out over here. You can see, yeah, that's definitely building up. So next, we're going to have to start focusing up over this direction, right? And our aggressive expansion over here is a little on the lower side, but we'll probably have to chill for a little while and work on our economy. That's fine. Our economy needs work. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.